Religion is praised for comfort, but it can also divide and control. Critics say it draws lines that separate rather than unite. Let's hear from people who challenge its role in their lives.
I've covered disputes that were close to a deal, until sacred language got stamped on the claims. Overnight, the same positions became untouchable. Suddenly, every concession looked like betrayal. I'm not saying faith creates conflict out of thin air. I'm saying once leaders frame demands as holy, the middle ground collapses and people who used to talk stop listening.
Peer-reviewed analysis of civil wars shows that conflicts with explicitly religious demands are significantly less likely to end via negotiated settlements. Sacred claims make issues indivisible and shrink space for compromise.
I pass grand religious properties on my way to understaffed clinics. When I ask basic questions, budgets, spending, I'm told those institutions don't publish the same filings other charities do. Maybe they do good work, but rules that apply to everyone else should apply here too. If your mission is public, your books shouldn't be a mystery.
In the U.S., churches are generally exempt from filing the annual Form 990 that most nonprofits must file, resulting in less routine public financial transparency than other charities.
I don't care what people believe in private. The problem is, when doctrine walks into the lab through the school door, I've seen students lose years chasing alternatives that aren't research at all, just old conclusions with new labels. That isn't balance. It's teaching kids to trade questions for certainty.
In Kitzmiller versus Dover, 2005, a U.S. federal court ruled that intelligent design is a religious belief, not science, and banned it from public school biology classes.
I grew up inside the church, but over time I saw sermons about love paired with judgment, and it wounded me more than it healed. When I stepped away, many of my friends did too, not because of anger, but because they felt unseen. This isn't just personal. The data show America is changing.
In recent surveys, the share of U.S. adults identifying as Christian dropped from 78% in 2010 to 64% in 2020, while the religiously unaffiliated nuns rose from 16.5% to 29.7%.
Religion insists it has the final word, but my generation doesn't want someone else's script. We want the right to keep asking, to doubt, to experiment. That's why so many walk away, and the trend isn't slowing down. If anything, the future belongs to people with no label at all.
Pew Research projections, 2021, estimate that by 2070, the share of Christians in the U.S. could drop below 50%, while the religiously unaffiliated nuns could rise to as much as 52% of the population if current trends continue. These were voices critical of religion, but no debate is complete without hearing the other side. The opposite perspective is linked below and on screen. Join the conversation and tell us what you think.